Well, hello. Yes, we're at a different day. I'm in a different outfit. Hello, part 3 to our leadership lesson number 3, how to manage my time when I have too much time on my hands. Awesome. Remember, like we said the last 2 videos, follow this only if you're feeling healthy, you're feeling good, and you're doing what you're supposed to do to help our community and stop the spread by staying at home. So if you're at home, we want to make sure that we are still what at Leaders in Training? That was your time to say it out loud. So I hope you said connected, consistent, and productive. Awesome. Leadership lesson number 3, part 3, how to manage my time when I have too much time. So if we were in our classroom with all of us, because right now I see my empty Leaders in Training program space, we would talk about what did we learn in the last 2 lessons. Well, first we really talked about 1, make a routine and keep a routine. 2, we talked about what does it mean to backwards plan our goals in different buckets of our life. Now, if you're in Leaders in Training, you've seen that you have some stuff due. So I'm really excited that you can use these 3 videos to have a real plan of action while you're at home being a great leader. So with that, we will start. I'm pretending now that I've done all the things I was already supposed to do. I have a time I get up in the morning that's the same. Every day I write down 5 things I want to accomplish that day, and I go to bed at a certain time range. I also then took time to really think about what are the 5 buckets that are important in my life. And for me, as an example, I picked family, friends, virtual, #virtual, school, Leaders in Training, and home. Those are my 5 buckets. And when I sat and thought about what are my 6 goals that I want to accomplish within what are my 5 goals, thank you for catching me, that I want to accomplish within 6 weeks, they were, for my family, I want to talk to my grandmas, both of them, at least 6 times at the end of 6 weeks. For my friends, virtual, I want to stay connected to at least 20 people at the end of 6 weeks. For school, now this is, if I was in school, so I'm using an example, I would want to complete biology unit 5 at the end of 6 weeks. My 4th goal for Leaders in Training, again, I'm pretending, I'd want to complete my personal statement. Remember, this is the actual example that we used to backwards map 6 weeks of time last time. And 5 at home, I want to fix all my backyard landscape. Those are the 6 backwards plans, goals. Gosh, I keep doing that. I'm sorry. Thanks again for finding me. 5. Those are my 5 backwards map goals that I want to get after 6 weeks. So now, if you remember in lesson 1, we talked about you should have 5 things that you accomplish by the end of the day. Where do these 5 things come from? I'm going to give you a second to process. Well, they really should come from your backwards planned goals. So if you're in Leaders in Training, this is going to be assignment number 3, which comes from video number 3. If you're not in Leaders in Training, give it to a parent, a friend, or just keep your own self accountable because you're a great leader. And figure out how we are now going to use our backwards planned goals to create our daily goals. So for example, if I was in week 1, okay, and everyone at Leaders in Training, we are in week 1 now, even though your assignments aren't due till Friday, just go with it. If we are in week 1, and I said that in week 1 of completing my personal statement in the last video, I said I need to brainstorm my personal statement. So if you go back to the document you made last time, you have for each of your 5 goals 6 things you have to do. Now I'm talking about that for my personal statement, my week 1 thing that I had to do was create a brainstorm. Now in video 1, we talked about you need to have 5 things you're going to accomplish each day so you can feel good. You can feel like you were productive, you got something done, you didn't waste the day away, you seized the day. That's really why. And you want to be a leader of your own community, you got to be able to self-manage in this way and be intrinsically motivated to be productive. That's what's going to help you be a leader of your own community and support people around you to be successful to a destination that matters to them. Okay, no more LIT taglines. So if we go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and I know I want to, one thing is brainstorm my personal statement week 1, I could say that one of the things I'm going to do on Monday is look at example personal statements. Now, if you are not in Leaders in Training and you are working on all your college items, just Google it. Examples of personal statements, something will come up. If you are in LIT, you have a lot of examples of personal statements. So go back to those and look at them. Because if I know that by the end of week 1, I wanted to brainstorm my personal statement because in 6 weeks, I want to have it done. And I know that Ms. Mosca is saying every day I should have 5 things that I want to complete, then it makes sense. On Monday, maybe in the category of Leaders in Training, on Monday, one productive thing that I can do is look at example personal statements. Now, if I do that all day Monday, I might not want to even think about Leaders in Training on Tuesday. That's okay. I understand. So maybe I say, on Tuesday, I don't want to do anything that has to do with LIT. I am just so done with Mosca. I'm done. But maybe I think, okay, Wednesday I'll go back to it. Maybe on Wednesday, I'm going to start writing down topics. That is one of the 5 things that I want to get done week 1 for my personal statement is writing down topics. Cool, and then I feel good, like, okay, I got some topics. I'm going to talk about my mom and how much she inspires me as being an immigrant. I'm going to talk about my experience having to work to support my family, but I enjoy it. Whatever you come up with, you might be excited to write about it. So the next day you decide, I'm going to write an outline. And then maybe you're done. Maybe you're done for the idea of bucket number 4, Leaders in Training, that for week 1, when you have to write 5 things you're going to accomplish each day, that if you look at personal statement examples, write down topics, and write an outline, you have accomplished week 1's goal of personal statements. Brainstorm. So that's a way I was able to make my own checklist without somebody else telling me what to do, without somebody else telling me what's important, and without someone else giving me a checklist. You are a leader. Everybody say, I'm a leader. Sounds good. When you are a leader, you have to be able to self-manage because a lot of things are always going to be happening in your life, and you have to have your own locus of control to know what is important to you, what you want to complete, and how you will complete it in a timely manner. So now I'm just going to roll through another couple of examples really quick so that we can kind of understand how this comes together in a week, okay? So if I'm now done with this one, and I just chose that because it's Leaders in Training, you don't have to choose all of them, we'll see. Okay, now I'm saying my family. I want to work on family. So I'm going to do the same thing. Well, if my goal is to talk to my grandmas at least 6 times, I mean, the first week, I should talk to my grandmas. Now I have 2 of them. So I'm going to put here, I'm going to talk to Grandma Faye on Tuesday. And on Friday, because look, I don't have to do any of my personal statement work on Friday because I backwards mapped it, planned it out differently. I'm going to say I'm going to talk to Grandma Chilcutt. So already I have 1 out of the 5 things I'm going to do during my week backwards mapped to my larger goals. So let's do another one really quick. Now you're probably not going to be able to see this because it's orange, I'm sorry, but would you try it? So let's say I know also week 1, I want to work on fixing my backyard landscape. Okay, I know at the end I want it all done, right? That's how it's measurable. All of it's going to be done. Well, when I did my 6 things I need to have all my backyard landscape done, I talked about I have to pull weeds. I talked about I have to plant seeds. I talked about I have to clean out the shed. I have to organize the dog area. So week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, and I wanted to decorate week 5. So that by week 6, all of my backyard was done. If you can't see that, I'm sorry. But if in 6 weeks I wanted to make sure all my backyard landscape was done, I said week 1 I need to do my weeds, week 2 I need to plant seeds, week 3 I need to clean out my shed, week 4 I need to clean out the dog area or make the dog area, and week 5 I need to decorate, and week 6 it will be done, finish it all. Then I can say, what do I need to do during week 1 that's really important? Now let me tell you, I'm liking the weather outside. I like that it's not too hot, but it's not too cold. I never get to work on my backyard because I'm so busy all the time. So that's actually the thing that this week I want to prioritize, because to me, it's going to be fun. It sounds fun. It's something I don't get to always do. So I'm going to say on Monday, yeah, I know I need to do something for LIT, so I'm going to look at personal statement examples. Maybe I'll do that outside, where I get to also look at my backyard. And then maybe in my backyard, I'm going to put weed killer. Now find the nice weed killer that doesn't harm dogs and is organic and all that stuff. But let's say I'm going to use my weed killer, and then I'm going to have to pick out the weeds. And then after I pick out the weeds, I'm going to have to throw out all the trash, all the garden trash. And then I'm going to have to, I think that's it. I think that's all I want to do with my backyard that day. So if I have 1, I'm going to look at personal statement examples that day. 2, I'm going to put some weed killer out. 3, I'm going to pick out weeds. 4, I'm going to throw out the trash. What's another thing I want to do? I want to catch up on the show This Is Us. Is that TV show listed anywhere on my list? No. Is that okay? Yes. It's your life. Leaders in Training is not a school on purpose. We talk about this all the time. These are skills you need in your life. If you are going to be the first person in your family to go to college and to graduate from college, we have to make sure you can self-manage. You are a leader. You already have these skills in you. We just have to practice them. So this is actually a time in life where we can use to practice these skills on our own. Yes, it doesn't say anywhere here that I want to watch a TV show I really enjoy, but that's okay. I want to write 5 things I'm going to accomplish. Well, one of them is just enjoying life. If I want to watch a TV show, I can do that. Now, this doesn't say watch all 4 seasons in one day. If watching a season was here, okay, cool, maybe in 6 weeks that should be done, and I could backwards map where I'm going to put it. But what's really important is just because it's not on this list doesn't mean you can't have it as a daily thing you want to check off. What's most important is that you go through this list first and make sure that they're all here. So if this was week 1, I could then get to week 2. In week 2, I would then plot out each of these things. And I'm not saying that all 5 things I put each day need to go towards my backwards plan goals, but if I do make sure my backwards plan goals are related to my daily goals, I will for sure in 6 weeks get to each of these end goals. Planning is very important. Leaders are organized. Leaders know how to plan, and leaders. Practice, practice, practice. So, what's very exciting is all of our LIT college students have now volunteered to do these videos. I think they didn't want to see my face either. So, this is Miss Moss's video. I'm very excited that our first week virtual, we're really talking about time management. We will talk about it on the Zoom call. We will talk about it on our individual calls. Those of you not in LIT, I hope this is somehow helpful. I promise that I'm not this weird in real life, but even being weird at school. And finally, good luck writing your goals. You'll see it on the assignments. Talk to you later.